I was looking forward to watch this one ever since the trailer dropped. One of the most charismatic and talented actors of our generation, Tom Hardy, playing the notorious gangster Al Capone in his final months right after leaving jail. I was sold on that premise alone. The movie was directed by Trank, who's also written the script and edited the movie. So you can safely assume that he put his heart, blood, sweat and tears into it, and it definitely shows. Let's take a look at one of the most controversial movies of the year, Capone. Salute! This movie is definitely ambitious and brave in how it approaches its subject matter. Al Capone is known for being an iconic mob boss, yet here we see him as a man stricken with dementia. And you can tell that Tom Hardy is squeezing every last drop out of the character he was given in the script. Even though his performance is not overly expressive, he can just look at someone and still be intimidating. But it is Tom Hardy. Guy could drink a glass of milk on screen and I would still be fully invested in the story. There is something unique about what Trank approach here was. We are watching once feared and powerful mafioso deteriorating both mentally and physically. We are there to watch a moments from his life that are very uncomfortable to watch, very exposed. They don't pull any punches here as he is shown salivating, mumbling and most of the time lost and unaware of his surrounding, a shell of his former self. He offers entirely new perspective on a life of a once powerful man. This movie is the exact opposite of De Palma's The Untouchables, where he was in his prime, an almighty crime boss. It should be completely clear that you should not go into this one expecting a classic gangster movie. In some ways it reminded me of My Friend Dahmer, because both of those movies tackled a real life stories of people, but right before or after the times they are mostly known for. It was great to see Matt Dillon, he really shined in the little screen time that he got. Kyle MacLachlan is always a pleasure to see, the same goes to Linda Cardellini as May, Capone's wife. She seems vulnerable but have to remain strong by basically becoming a head of the family now, even though she is clearly overwhelmed. I also think that Gino Caffarelli as Gino, Capone bodyguard, deserves some praise for bringing into the movie some good old 30s gangster swag. For me, the most effective aspect of this movie was the overall eeriness of it, almost shifting into territories of a horror movie at times, greatly accentuated by the soundtrack made by legendary rapper and producer LP. Capone is haunted by the ghosts of his past still following him and lingering in his subconscious. He becomes more paranoid, seeing things and people that aren't there. Quite often we are as confused as he is as to what is real and what isn't. I think it's admirable that Trank made this effort to dive into damaged mind of a real-life villain, to show consequences of his acts forcing themselves into his new post-prison reality. In a way, I see some similarities to the absolutely brilliant The Irishman by Martin Scorsese here. It was also a story about paying the price for life choices, a story about cause and effect in a long term. Even though Capone is a mess now, FBI agents are still interested in him, listening to his phone calls, suspecting that he might be faking his condition and forcing his doctor to cooperate. There is a rumor that Al have buried a $10 million, but he forgot where. To this day, no one have found it or know if it ever existed. I did enjoy this movie quite a bit, but not immediately while watching it or right after it had finished. Before I was not prepared to what I was about to see, but then the more time have passed I found myself thinking about it more and more, and I realized what a fascinating and challenging ride it was. With all that is being said about it right now, this is really the kind of movie that you have to see for yourself to judge it. You will love it or hate it, maybe it will stay with you for longer or maybe it won't. But there are movies that you want to discuss with your friends right after watching them, and this is definitely one of those movies. And there are scenes in this movie that you won't forget soon, and some that have potential to achieve a cult status. This movie is definitely something. It takes some risks in a way it portrays its main character. It should and already does evoke a lot of different emotions. And I respect Trank for choosing to embrace both negative and positive reviews. I will be looking out for his next project, since he is a very interesting filmmaker with his own vision, passion and potential. Hello everyone, thank you for watching my review of Capone. Don't forget to check other videos on my channel, and if you like them, hit the subscribe button below and I will see you next time.